Today, on Be Something Wonderful, self-concept manifesting in reality creation, here's the secret. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back from, here we are, good morning, from Cusco, Peru. Another powerful video, another powerful lesson today comes from a client that has been an ongoing client. And we had a session last night. And what he said is, Tom, I'm not just affirming that everything's going my way and that it's perfect. My life really is. Everything's going my way. It is perfect. And I really want to hit this because what we talked about was big. That really what he's getting is he's feeling the conviction of the union in the unity of all that is, meaning that he's feeling the conviction that he is one with everything that he wants in life itself, right? He's feeling this unity with his desires. He's feeling this unity with what he wants. He's feeling this unity with others in the world. He's just feeling this incredible feeling of no separation from anything. This really is, if we want to talk about self-concept, that's the ultimate self-concept, right? When we first met, he felt that there was so many things wrong with him, that he had to fix things from childhood and growing up, that he had to repair himself, that he had to fix who he is. And remember, we're not here to fix ourselves. We're here to remember who we really are. We're here to become more aware of our true nature, right? And it's not about not avoiding any of that. It's not about avoiding emotions and feelings and events that some of those might have been really impactful events from your past. It's about feeling it all to the end, and it will end, and then moving and calling forth that what you want now, your true ideal, right? Identifying with your higher nature, even as you're remembering things that you might call traumatic events that we had talked about over the last couple months, right? It's transcending it. It's not about running away from those emotions or running away from those feelings. It's about feeling it for sure, but then identifying with that greater reality. And that's what he's doing. I want to talk about this because there was a comment that came up on yesterday's video when I talked about it's not about time, it's about frequency and intensity. And then one of you said, no, intensity is important. That doesn't make sense. You kind of railed at it a little bit, right? And I get it. There was a strong reaction from you on that. But remember, we're not talking about intensity in terms of effort. We're not talking about intensity in terms of being attached to that desire and trying to make something happen in 3D reality. We're talking about intensity in terms of conviction. We're talking about intensity in terms of unity with your imagined end. We're talking about intensity of being one with everything that you want. That's what we're talking about. This came in with regard to that client that we talked about yesterday, that she imagined getting congratulated by her best friend or a best friend hugging her on her news of her engagement. And so that's exactly what happened. She got engaged, right? And her friend congratulated her, right? That was what happened there. It was the frequency. It was her moving back despite the doubt, despite the fears, despite the temporary emotions and feelings that were coming up that seemed to counter what she wanted, or seemed to be contra or opposite of her wish fulfilled. She felt all those, but moved back to the frequency, moved back to the intensity of the conviction, no matter what the messy middle was showing her, no matter what happened in her past, no matter what happened yesterday. She moved back to knowing that imagination's the only reality, that what she claims and what she imagines is what God imagines, what God claims. Right? And she knew that and she has the knowing that as she sits in that assumption, it must show itself. The 3D world must rearrange itself. It must yield to your assumption. So intensity is not importance. Not at all. Remember, importance is about lack. Importance is about doubt. Importance is your attachment to the belief that you won't get what you want or you'll end up with what you don't want. That's attached. That's importance, right? Importance is not about intensity, right? Importance is the feeling of separation. That's what importance is. When we talk about intensity here, we're talking about unity with what you want. We're talking about the intensity of the conviction that you are one with that desire, that it's not separate from you in any way, that you are looking to that greater reality, that greater I am, right? Importance is the feeling of separation from your desired outcome, from your imagined outcome. It's about effort and fear. That's importance, right? Intensity is about unity with your desired end. It's fulfillment. It's not effort, right? And when we say importance, we're not saying that something's not important to you. We're saying that you know that you're one with that. So you don't have to have inflated or artificial importance or excess importance on something when you know that you just merely need to claim it, that it's all within you, that it's part of you. So I want to hit this today like we never have before. So, and what we had talked about with this client, not just yesterday, but really over the last few months, it's not really about manifesting or creating anything. What is it really about? What is all of this about, this manifesting, this law of attraction, law of assumption? It's about increasing your awareness and perception of who you really are. It's the ultimate self-concept, right? Realizing that when you say I am, that's complete, that's whole. There's no doubt, there's no fear, there's no questions, that everything that you are, everything that you want or could possibly desire, it's already within you with that I am, right? So your focus, and hear this, your focus on current manifested physical conditions filters out, I've talked about this before, 99.99999% of your true nature. You're only perceiving, seeing, experiencing, if you're focused on the physical, just the physical, 0.00001% of ultimate reality. Do you hear it? Who you really are is this. We've talked about this. That's infinity. That's all there is. That's the unity with everything and everyone else. But this is who you think you are, right? Your beliefs and assumptions of who you think you are is that little blue guy right there, that little blue gal. 0.0001%. That means more than 99.9% of your manifestations and reality creation is done before you even see a sign from the non-physical. Hear this. If this is your focus, if this is what you're focused on, this means more than 99.9% of your manifestations and reality creation is already done. That's what we mean by it's done. It's done. You're just perceiving, believing in that 0.001%. More than 99.9% is already manifested. It's already done before you even see a sign, right? Or a synchronicity, or what we call coincidences from the non-physical. Wow, that's powerful. So what's reality creation about? What's manifesting about? What's self-concept about? Recognizing more and more of that 99.9% of the unseen. Recognizing that, opening your awareness beyond that 0.0001% and knowing that you are so much more. And knowing that 99.9% of it is already done. It's just that 1% perceiving, deciding what part of that 1% that you want to perceive now. Wow, that's powerful. Remember, the frames we talk about. You have the past frame. We'll put that in black. The current frame in blue. The future frame in violet or purple. Each frame represents 0.0001% of physical manifested perceived reality. Here you are in the current frame, looking out at 3D conditions, right? So each of these frames represents 0.001% of physical manifested perceived reality of the whole of ultimate reality. And all of that is happening right now. That's the internal present moment. All of those frames exist in infinite number, right? But what is time then? Time is the experience of limiting your perception to the current frame, right? While the previous present moment, that's the previous present moment, moves into the past, out of your perception. Do you see it? We create past because we can only focus in on our physical 3D senses. That mechanism for perceiving reality can only focus on that 0.0001% at a time, right? Physical perception, right? And so that past frame, that frame of what you previously were perceiving seems to move into the past, but it's all right here. You can see any of those anytime, anywhere. There's only here and now, right? So while the previous present moment moves into the past out of your perception, that's big. And something happens as you perceive the future. Oh yeah, the same thing. The same thing happens as you perceive the future. It's not in your current perception yet, right? It remains out of your perception until you move into it as your present frame. That's what we're talking about, right? It's all happening right now. So all frames exist right now within you. All of them are imaginal mental images. The past are called memories. In the future are called imaginal acts or imaginal scenes, but they're all imagination. Do you see it? And you can go anywhere in that imagination right now. So that's big. With your attention, awareness, and focus on the physical manifested conditions and the desire to change it or want more, and then more than 99% of your time and experience of reality is in non-fulfillment. I want to hear this. You to hear this, because there was that one subscriber. It said, intensity, but putting your attention, awareness, and focus in an intense way is important. It shows attachment to it. That's not what we're talking about. We're saying if you're looking out at the physical conditions, that 0.0001%, right? And with your attention, with your focus and your awareness on that manifested reality, and you have a desire to change it or want more, then more than 99.9% of your time and experience of reality is in non-fulfillment. Do you hear it? It's about the awareness, increasing your awareness of that greater reality, moving your attention, awareness, and focus inward, where most of your reality exists. Right? You're just looking and perceiving just a fraction, less than 1% of what's really going on. And if you just put your focus there, if you condemn those conditions, argue about those conditions, want to change those conditions, want to get rid of those conditions, you just perpetuate them. And you miss out on the 99.9% of who you really are. Right? That's why it feels like non-fulfillment. Your focus is outward and not inward. Right? Know this, non-fulfillment is a perception of reality. It's not reality. You are totally one with all there is. You are absolutely fulfilled right now, right in the here and now, right in the internal moment. Non-fulfillment is a perception. It's not a reality. Remember, all that is, God, infinity, you, is a hologram or holographic. This means that physical you, the 0.0001%, contains the whole of infinity or God. So not only is 99.9% of everything you want mostly already exists, is already real, a reality, and you're only perceiving 0.0001% of it, but that 0.0001% that you're saying that you don't want or want to change contains the whole of everything you want. It contains the whole of infinity. Infinity is within you. There's no other way. That's what the true meaning of it's done and it's yours. It's already all within you, right? Remember, a hologram means, or holographic nature means, any part of the whole contains the whole. And that's true of infinity, it's true of you, and it's true of everything that you want or desire. And it's true of that 0.0001% of current physical manifested reality that you may want to change, or that you may want to get rid of. Or maybe you love it. And if you love it, it contains the whole of reality. Do you see it? So all of that is within you. Let's hit this a little bit more. So self-concept and self-improvement work is really not about improving or getting better. But really, it's loosening your beliefs and assumptions in linear time and separation. This is why Jesus said when he raised Lazarus, and Lazarus was still bound, right, still tied, but was alive, right, was resurrected. Loose him and let him go. Unbind him with those limiting beliefs. Loosen your belief in linear time and needing to improve yourself or get better, right? That gives you that whole thing gives you the perception of it, right? Really, what is self-improvement? What is self-concept? It's becoming more aware of your true nature. It's becoming more aware of that 99.9% of the unseen, of who you truly are. As you become more aware of your true nature, your vibration increases. That's what we mean about high vibes, right? You are able to perceive more of the 99.9% of the unseen, and that creates the experience of improving and getting better. Remember, everything is here and now. Time is something that we create, right, to put separation between events, so we can perceive the event, right? We can't perceive it all at once. We can't perceive everything all at once, right? So that's what time is. And when you, as you move to things that you want, that gives you the experience of improving and getting better, but you're already better. You're already improved. Just move to the improvement. Go there now, right? Seeing the greater reality and more of the multidimensional you is the ultimate work of self-concept. That's what we're talking about. It's really pointing to and aspiring to your I am. Aspiring to feel and see and be more of who you really are. Because it's already within you. Everything, all that unwanted, all that struggle, all that drama and trauma is a perception issue. It's limited seeing. It's partial perception. It's you believing that you haven't manifested, haven't created what you want. But all that reality is already there within you. And so reality creation, manifesting, is about seeing more of that, becoming more aware of that 99.9% of the unseen. Right? So, non-acceptance of current manifested reality and conditions only binds you to them. It filters out 99.9% of the other possibilities. Do you hear it? Every time you're complaining, every time you're railing against current conditions, every time you're resisting them, you want to change them or get rid of them, you bind yourself to them, because that's all now that you can see. You can't see that 99.9% of those other possibilities when you're focused on trying to get rid of that 0.0001%, right? Instead of wanting to get rid of them or change them, experience them, feel them to the end, and then they will end. Don't try to get rid of them, feel and go, okay, that's one quantum possibility that I'm experiencing. But now I'm going to choose again. I no longer agree. This is no longer what I choose. Right? Accept it all and then choose again, right? And because that rejection, that railing against it only keeps you perceiving it. Do you see it? And filters out all of what you really want, right? Who you really are, right? Choose to see more of the unseen reality of which you are made and from where you come. So instead of wanting to get rid of them and change them, experience them, feel them to the end, and they will end, and then choose to see more of the unseen reality of which you are made and from where you come. Right? Light up, like my client yesterday. Light up in your imagination that scene of what you want, just like she did, saw her friend hugging her. She was in the scene. She put herself in the scene. She knows that imagination is the only reality. That really, as she imagined it, that 99.9%, it was already done. And now it was just seeing that 0.0001% in her physical manifested reality, which she did. Right? Her friend congratulated her. Right? In those unwanted conditions, that perceived less than 1%, that 0.001%, is all of you and everything you could possibly want and desire. Within those conditions that you're perceiving is all of reality. That's the amazing holographic nature of infinity, of God, of you. And every part contains the whole. You can't divide up God. You can't divide up unity. So when we say it's partial seeing, or partial perception. But we're only talking about perception, because within those conditions are all of God, of all of unity, is the perfection that you are. Do you see it? And it's about seeing more of it. It's about becoming more aware of it. That's self-concept, that's manifesting, that's reality creation. That's the real secret. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting the videos. Thank you for joining the membership channel, which will have more content coming from there. We have a Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. You can find us there at facebook.com/groups/be something wonderful. You can join that it's open to everyone to share insight and guidance or ask for insight and guidance from others. You can also go to our organization page at Be Something Wonderful on Facebook, or our Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, or just go to our website anytime at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, creators, we'll see you soon.